welcome back. Let's go straight to look at updates coming from the world of tennis this morning at the Madrid Open. Games decided yesterday. Daniil Medvedev, Jan Lederstroff, Aslan Karatsev, Pedro Caching, Bernabe Zapata Miralles, Taylor Fritz, Xingchen Zhang, Stefanos Tsitsipas, all through to the next round of the ATP category. While in the WTA category was Arina, Kamila Bego, Maya Sharif, Arina Sabalenka, Veronika Kudermetova, Maria Sakkari, Petra Martic, Jessica Pegula, Iga Swiatek, all through to the next round. Games are going down today, where Jan Bernard will take on Daniel Atmaya, Karen Khachanov against Andrei Rublev, Aslan Karatsev battling Daniil Medvedev, and for Bona Koric will be up against Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. Taylor Fritz will be up against the Z. Talking about the NBA semifinals. Well, for games decided in the game 2, remember Denver Nuggets defeated Phoenix Suns 97-98 points to continue the lead at 2-0. Remember Philadelphia 76ers beating Boston Celtics. Welcome back. It is Kiko Sports Show. Check it time 8:12. Let's look at updates coming from the continent this morning. We're talking about the Africa Under-17 Cup of Nations. Mali defeated Burkina Faso yesterday 1-0 in the fixture, the 8th of May. So here is it. Can Everton stay in the Premier League or get bounced out of the Premier League to the Championship? That is the big question, but maybe Sean Dyche has done it before. Can he do it again? That is where the question is. But hey, let's look at a game going down tonight. It is between Arsenal and Chelsea, London rivals, but it is about the rivalry now, or about who returns to the summit of the Premier League log, or about a team that wants to get that winning mentality back. Here is the Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta believing that after that poor performance against Manchester City, Arsenal needs to turn back the hand of time to return to winning ways, most especially win all their games.
I think so. Obviously, it took us a while.
Playing to the gallery or over in Arsenal?
Yeah, I think it could be either way, couldn't it? I think they've got, very much in the hunt still to win the Premier League. And a fantastic team who've had a great season, so if they're wounded slightly, that could give a big reaction. If we can make things difficult for them, then of course that could feel different. So that one's a hard one to call. Yeah, of course, there's enough games left for the element of jeopardy to be there at the top end and the bottom end of the table, I would say. So I think that they're fully in it. I think Manchester City has shown incredible form. I think we all respect that, but I think we also have to respect what Arsenal have done this year, and they'll believe they're still in it, and rightly so.
Okay, so tonight is also maybe that game that can decide the fate of Arsenal. I mean, maybe the fate has been decided already. Kes, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning, young striker. How was your night?
Well, great, but I couldn't sleep because I was already calculating for Chelsea.
Oh,
okay.
The goals they will concede, or maybe.
So maybe they should be planning to concede 2 goals, and for Arsenal as well, maybe concede 2 goals and this game to end in a draw. But what are your expectations in the game tonight?
Well, I don't think I will expect much due to the form of both teams right now at present. Arsenal losing to
last 5 games.
All wins.
And look at that of Arsenal, won just a game in 5 matches, drew 3 and lost 1, which they lost against Manchester City. Maybe the fear, maybe the psychological, but I mean the psychology, but don't you think the trauma will still be in the heads of the likes of Bukayo Saka, who have never tasted the Premier League crown before. The likes of, all these key players. Maybe, yes, Gabriel Martinelli and
well, but they have a striker, Jesus
has won it before.
Yeah, and
Zinchenko has won it before.
Yeah.
So maybe these two players are not ready to fight like expected. They've won it before with Manchester City. So, well, let's just see how we can go to the Champions League. Maybe that has been.
City also have something to fight for, which is the Premier League title. And then we, Newcastle, we're also definitely fighting for the Champions League. Well, I just hope that before then, we would have already qualified for the Champions League, so we can just dash them that game.
Okay, you want to dash Chelsea the game the last day. And that is happening at the Stamford Bridge. Okay, but let me just quickly get your prediction for tonight's game before we move to the other side.
I see a 3-2 win for Arsenal.
3-2 win for Arsenal. Goals to be scored, goals to be conceded. Okay, now let's move away from that. Let's talk about the Spanish La Liga. Maybe game done and dusted. Barcelona's playing tonight against Osasuna. Real Sociedad against Real Madrid. Elche versus Atletico Madrid. These two teams lost at the midweek, but they went into the weekend. They won convincing.
I think they will take it down the wire against Borussia Dortmund.
I know you love it because if this Liga is not competitive, it is either Bayern or Bayern. Yeah. But here, the breaking news this morning was that Javier Garcia's job as Leeds United head coach is under serious threat, with Sam Allardyce in the frame to take over until the end of the season. How many games do we have to go? And you're bringing in the Sam Allardyce?
Well, I think the handwriting is already on the wall. They are preparing for the championship if possible, and they see Sam Allardyce maybe being the next coach that would maybe give them back to promotion if possible.
Oh, okay. All right, guys. Well, we just have to wrap up here and.
Keep it 93.9.
Mommy!
Yes, daughter?
Why is it that almost everyone in my school comes with Sumal candies and biscuits? I just want to know.
Yes, darling. It's because Sumal food is amazing and simply the best.
Yes, mommy. Even the Sumal wafers and the chewing gum that you've always given to us are extremely delicious and captivating.
Hello, everyone. Here's your bread. Of course, it's yellow bread.
Wow!
Thanks, my dear. We always enjoy Jolly bread. For your biscuits, wafers, candies, chewing gum, and bread.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Sumal Foods, love at first bite.
Saleko is a jungle. Everyone does what they must to survive.
He get better stars like Toby Bakri, Adeswai Tommy Wellington, Chike, Iyabo Ojo, and more. Plus the gang action we them do for the field. Chai! Now for only Prime Video, you fit watch Gangs of Lagos, and then go first give you 7 days free trial. Terms and conditions deal. Oh yeah, check back to Prime Video.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM. 939 is the dial. Keep it 93.9.
For this Naija wey we dey so, say you no hold cash no mean say just use Momo. You wan pay for market wey you buy, just use Momo. You fit use Momo run plenty things without cash. As long as you get Momo account, no cash, no wahala. And e dey easy to open o. Just dial *671# to open Momo account. Set your PIN, transfer money from your bank account inside your Momo account. Make you fit dey pay for anything, send and receive money sharp sharp. Because life dey simple with Momo.
May Day is over. We're back to our regular activities. Welcome to From the Dailies, where we raise spotlight on some of the stories that made the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers. My name is Victory Richard. Good morning to you, Dapo.
Well, good morning, Victory. Good morning, Nigerians. What I've got with me the Punch and the Nation newspapers this morning, based on reactions coming from different labor unions yesterday, also from the Minister of Labor, that is Chris Ngige, saying that he never, would say that he made a mistake of taking some decisions concerning some, workers in the country, some unions in the country. And, we also got another update concerning, Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi, saying that saying that it was not with Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Remember that picture we talked about some weeks back, and he also explained what happened in the UK. This and more.
Absolutely. Be reminded that we're streaming live on Facebook as well as YouTube. So jump on the platforms and lend in your thoughts regarding some of these stories that we would be analyzing this morning. I'll be taking stories from the Nigerian Tribune and the Vanguard newspaper. Let's get right into it. Alright, beginning this morning with the Nigerian Tribune, we have a headline here that reads, Egypt has opened border to Nigerian fleeing Sudan federal government. El-Rufai Abbas split Northwest government over lobby for position. Community Association speaking there. NAFDAC begins testing of Indomie noodles today. Lagos approves deployment of e-call-up system of Lekki-Ekpe corridor to ease gridlock. My administration will take the that respect workers' rights. Buhari talks incoming government. NLC demands 65 years retirement age. CAN wants better welfare for workers. It's time to prioritize.
And this one says that that is the banner headline here. Pay rise coming for health workers, lecturers, others. And the writer to that headline says, funding captured in this year's budget, says federal government. President-elect promises living wage. Want to know more? Get a copy of the Nation newspaper. Other headlines. Ngige counters Obaseki over no cash to pay salary claim. And 1,350 more Nigerians leave Khartoum. 27 buses head for Port Sudan. And another story yesterday.
More stories from the Vanguard this morning. Oil market. Nigeria's average output drops by 7.6% to 1.3. Southern Kaduna, 518 killed, 18 villages razed in A-tapped chiefdom in 6 years. Troops rescue pregnant Chibok girls 9 years after. Wow. Golden Eaglets battle Morocco for Group B leadership. Address issues causing brain drain. Health workers charge federal government. And now to education. UTME JAM fix exotic.
Elect seeks understanding, says hard decisions coming soon. And we have what happened. The front page picture of the Punch newspaper. The reason I'm always scared of going to Lagos. Motorists stranded as flood takes over Lagos-Ibadan Expressway Long Bridge. Okay, now for the shoe headlines. Sudan. Egypt opens border for stranded Nigerians. Lawless naval ratings brutalize. Ogunman over parking space. And the last headline here, Senate presidency. Akpabio meets Buhari, defends ambition. This and more you can find in the Punch newspaper this morning. We'll go straight to the burning issue here this morning. Remember,
also keep what is called strike fund. They use the strike fund to pay their workers when they're on strike. All over the world, that's what is being done, except in Nigeria. The entitlement syndrome, the sense of entitlement is too much in this country. I don't have any apologies for whatever I've done.
Well, Chris Ngige is speaking there, talking about Nigerian laborers being entitled. But I have a question. If systems and structures are put in place so much so that it's beneficial to the laborers, will they be asking for extra entitlement? I think that I'll
take so many time or a longer period, and these people have a lot to also, to do to put food on their table. Maybe the reason they just embark on strike, and maybe that is the only language the government understands. Because when you go on strike, when they go on strike, they drag the federal government, they drag the ministry, and they always feel like, oh, these people want to taint our image out there. But the questions we'll be asking is, how can an ordinary worker in a country, survive in the current situation? Dr. Cornerstone is with us this morning, and we'll look at this. It is the Post-Workers' Day. Good morning to you, Dr. Cornerstone. Thank you for joining.
I'd like to say this. Let me say it here, and I will drop it there and leave it. Dabo, can you hear me?
Yes, we are with you.
Okay. A ship without rudder makes so much noise on this.
Dr. Cornerstone, are you there?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah.
Oh, please go ahead.
A ship that is without a rudder will always make so much confusing, silly noise in the sea. Because it is without a rudder. It is without direction. I leave it there.
Yes. Dr. Cornerstone.
Right. So I will not be surprised. The man who says that the number of doctors in Nigeria are so much, Nigeria can even export as many as it wants to. And now we have a bill being sponsored at the National Assembly looking for how to reduce the outflux of doctors in Nigeria, is coming to say the demands of the Nigerian labor force is too unrealistic. Well, I just believe that when a ship is without a rudder, it makes a lot of noise. Because the last 8 years, those who voted for this kind of government and those who didn't vote for it have been treated alike.
Fair enough.
Have been treated alike. And so it's really, really very, very painful that let me tell you, the only manpower a nation can boast in Nigeria is a minister like him. I'm sorry to say. Because a country where responsibility is placed on positions, I do not know what that man is taking in that position.
Well, it's a good thing we have an incoming administration. Let's hope that the oversight recorded with his leadership is not replicated in the forthcoming administration. Still talking about NLC. They are demanding that the retirement age be extended to 65 years. Judging from the rate of unemployment amongst the youth in our country, do you think that's a right decision to want to make right now? Well,
and then we have a nation where the president who rules you or who rules us can be 95 or 100. And you remember one of the contestants in the last election was saying that it is not digging of well I want to do. It's the presidency I want to do. And I remember having a meeting with him that I was sent by my mentor to go and see him because of his intentions to grow enterprise in the Ekiti State at the time. That meeting was at 3:30 a.m. People. Iwanya, who I believe being the president of the Indigo Association, Cultural Association, should be able to come out to say, Mr. President, before you leave on May 29th, can you just please prove that you listen to the yearning of the people and that you are at least a Democrat that you prove to be, and that you listen and respect the laws of the land. The law of Nigeria has set Kanu free. Can you just at least set him free? It's not just about the Igbo people will be happy on a man who has been incarcerated. The court of the land has granted him freedom, but the president hasn't.
Of course.
He's the president-elect. He's not yet president-elect. 5 political parties, by my counting, are saying he's not to be the president of Nigeria. And I have said it over and again. Let him be president first. Let the court, because it takes 3 arms to make a government. The legislature, the executive, and then the judiciary. Let the judiciary, because all the letting us the judiciary, you don't count in Nigeria. That's what we are saying. He promises no problem. If he becomes president, if he continues as president, we will know what the top decisions are.
Standard of Nigeria.
The first thing I think to talk about is what are we doing about the videos online about some of these same students who were stranded on their way to Egypt based on the number of persons that, $1.2 million or so, if I'm not mistaken, for the purpose of evacuating these guys. And according to them, about 5,000 persons were to be evacuated. So if you take 50 vehicles to that place, and each vehicle is seated with 100 persons each, it comes to about $200 to have used to evacuate one person. From Sudan to Egypt, it's about 1,200. Now, if you even go to all the ambassadors to say, do something, they will tell you we need to receive a briefing. And the one that's so surprising for me is that a commission, Diaspora Commission, by the name, the DG of the commission, which is Abike Dabiri, her voice is louder than the Minister for Foreign Affairs. Then there's a senior special assistant to the president on foreign affairs. We have not heard anything. The president speaking of this will be like asking God to speak. Let's not go there.
Okay.
Well, my prayer is that one judiciary, no matter how long it takes, at least the person who becomes government or president from that point in time will understand that you are not only government.
To pay some bills, and when we return, we'll be
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ó tún wà ní 32 Àyàngorin road ojú ibodè Ìkòròdú Lagos 0806-978-9795 pẹ̀lú 0904-173-3939 Akandios International Edu Consult wọ́n á bọ̀ yanjú ẹ̀ wàá padà rẹ́rìn ayọ̀.
ẹ̀rọ ṣe ni ẹ mọ́ ẹ̀rọ ṣe ni ẹ mọ́ kára ríro di gbàgbé o.
má ṣàròyé egungun ara tí ń dà ọ́ láàmú ìmọ̀ ọ̀rẹ́ wa. oògùn ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀britas ní òun àsùnnára jòkó pẹ̀lú ìrọ̀rùn bó ṣe wù. ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀britas ni ó gbẹlura o. káwọn ibi ìrora sápamọ́ sí lágọ̀ọ́ ara wa lè ferege ni o. ní báyìí bó bá ti ra oògùn ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀britas wa méjì ojú ẹsẹ̀ lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ oògùn atẹ́jẹ̀ṣe wa ti ń ṣàfọ̀mọ́ ìdọ̀tí inú ẹ̀jẹ̀ tí ò jẹ́ kí ẹ̀jẹ̀ ara wọn já gerege. ọ̀fẹ́ lẹ́gbàgbé bọ́dí abamisọ lójú ẹsẹ̀ o àjídèwé oògùn atẹ́jẹ̀ṣe báyìí lọ́dọ̀ àfíṣkò tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ilé epo wọ́dọ̀ ìwòrò odò ìbàdàn ẹ lè ríra lọ́dọ̀ ọlá àlùbáríkà lójú níyànà ìdójú ní omi àdìo ó wà ní ọjà òkè àdó nílé pẹ̀tẹ́ẹ̀sì tó wà lẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ilé epo kan oil.
ẹ lè ríra ní aláàká market nílùú ọ̀yọ́ aláàfin lọ́dọ̀ ìyá abdullahi alas.
gbàgbé toshibitas tuyẹ̀rẹ̀bitas 1000 naira péré ni o 080-25-12-46-44.
Telephone 080-25-10-25-1.
Ẹ káàárọ̀ nílùú Ìbàdàn. Solutions 93.9 FM.
Currently, worker salary in the state are in arrears. Pensions have gone unpaid. Workers are declared ghost workers while on their duty posts. Leave allowances and gratuities remain unpaid as the government has broken all records of impunity against workers in Nigeria. To show its contempt for dialogue, the state government without reason aborted signing of agreement which it had reached with us to resolve the dispute arising from its ill-treatment of workers. The government uses violence against its workers and was responsible for invading, ransacking, and stripping our national secretariat in Owerri. We have since reported this incident to the International Labour Organization, and we continue to pursue it until it is satisfactorily resolved in favor of Imo State workers. Despite these challenges, the beautiful thing, though, is that our response are very critical in determining the outcome. This singular understanding means that our destiny remains in our hands. We must therefore continue to rebuild our movement so that our responses to these forces will be more creative and robust to yield the desired action. We shall mount a robust campaign rising from this celebration against all states, all private sector employers involved in the denial and dehumanization of workers all over the nation. We shall continue to work with the Register of Trade Unions to give voice to all strata of workers whose voices are mute because no trade union is currently representing them. And we shall continue to insist on deepening and expanding our engagement at the National Labour Advisory Council to ensure that our extant laws and statutes remain in sync with international best practices and current realities. Comrades, the National Union of Road Transport Workers is under attack by some Southwest governors who claim to have disbanded the union in their domains. This is unacceptable and a total breach of our Constitution and the laws governing industrial relations.
Well, that was Joe Ajaero speaking, the president of the National Labour Congress, NLC. And, you know, if you look at some of the Nigerian Labour Congress, I beg your pardon, you know, speaking yesterday, you know, in Abuja, talking about the plans and what they expect from the incoming government and also for Nigerian workers. Yes, the NLC may say this is what they want, but do you think the government has the listening ear? Because if you while listening to Chris Ngige yesterday, you know, talking about what he was asked about some workers, I mean the medical practitioners, the lecturer payments. Are we not going to NLC, TUC, you know, from ASU, SANU? Because I saw a particular headline yesterday about the you know, academic workers, you know, giving their own demands. Some demands have not been met, and there's still more demands coming. So do we now say that what the Minister of Labour, Chris Ngige, where he was talking about sense of entitlement, too much sense of entitlement, you know, it's too much coming from Nigerian workers?
Well, I think that we are already past this administration, because by May 29th, we're going to know if we're going to be having a new government, hopefully, as stipulated by the Constitution. That's why the president-elect also came out to say minimum wage. Now, I've seen a lot of questions saying, you know the state of our economy as it is. So you know that Nigeria is a hot. Do you understand? Because I mean, you're talking from surface level. You don't know what is going on in the system right now. So I think what would happen is for us to wait and see if these claims will come to fruition or not. Sure.
And looking at some comments, most especially based on labor increase in salaries. One is saying, this is tweets coming from Dalala Abdullahi, a lazy comrade on Twitter, saying that
Nigerians, and we're all under, not one person receiving preferential treatment and the other isn't. So I think I would go with Dr. Cornerstone's thought in that regard, saying that, you know, everybody deserves an equal and a fair share.
Okay, so looking at another reaction here, talking about the pay rise of health workers, lecturers, you know, others captured in the budget. There's a tweet coming from Mustafa Ahmed at Ahmad, one by them. What is the problem? Okay, are we not important? So that means that this guy is also a paramilitary.
Maybe he's a serving paramilitary. It's very possible.
So, election happened this year. That okay, we are seeing
with the 4 years division of 2 years for the people, 1 year for the government, and 1 year for himself. That's Dr. Cornerstone's word regarding how the 4 years for Governor Seyi Makinde would most likely look like. But hey, let's wait until that next 4 years commences.
But let's listen to some workers who spoke to us yesterday, talking about the expectations, what they also want. I mean, their demands. Yesterday was Workers' Day. Well, it's still being celebrated here. 29 needs to put a lot of things in place. With to make sure that the incoming government and the outgoing government need to put a lot of things in place to make sure that there won't be stories at the end of the day that salaries are not being paid because of subsidy, and there shouldn't be stories, because by May 29 things are changing, going to June, July, August. So, but looking at another headline here, which is it bigs a lot of reactions here, which is more of the police, DSS, INEC joint panel inviting the suspended Adamawa Arek. A lot of stories will still come, from this particular, issue in Adamawa State. But before we talk more,
for the boys there, levels all live, you don't take off on a millionaire level and do as you like with the FCMB Millionaire Promo Season 9 by increasing your savings account balance by 10,000 naira and keeping it for 30 days in your FCMB account. And if you're a new customer, deposit 10,000 naira into your account and keep it for 30 days. And you could be one of the winners of ₦1 million and other amazing cash rewards. Approved by NLRC and FCCPC. FCMB, Life Bank and I.
Exactly 33 minutes gone past 9. It's still from the dailies right here on the Remedy Dial Solutions 93.9. Of course, we're looking at the front pages of our Nigerian newspapers, and we've been able to bring to the spotlight some of the stories that are trending. We spoke about the NLC requesting for an increase in the retirement age, and also the working year length of service to 40 years and retirement age to 65. We also spoke about the minimum wage that they're requesting, which of course the president-elect has promised that once he resumes his administration, there's every possibility that there might be an increment on the minimum wage. However, he's saying that we should understand with him, because there are going to be tough decisions. Tough decisions I would like to think would be subsidy removal, which might result to we buying petrol or the premium motor spirit at the cost of 100, did I just say 100? 500 plus, right? And so much more. Chris Ngige also speaking about how the Nigeria labor unions are somewhat entitled, and it begs the question, if you've set up structured unions, I don't think we'll be having conversations like this. And that's why we're also looking to hear your thoughts in that regard. Welcome back to the show.
Okay, remember the phone lines are still open: 0909 888 9939 or 0912 222 2939, 0912 222 2939 or 0909 88 and 2 weeks pregnant, has undergone a thorough medical examination along with her baby, meaning she has given birth. She still she has an unborn child. So what these people have gone through, I mean, even if they come back, can they even measure up? For some, if we can remember some abducted schoolgirls who returned and they were sent abroad to school. Maybe you saw the picture and videos of these girls, what they are doing right now. I mean, where they are. So the environment alone changed, and everything about them changed. So the security system of the country, if we want things to be better, the security system of the country must also, from this. But look at this, more students, I mean, more of these Chibok school girls, some are even dead, some don't even want to come back because of what they've seen with the terrorists. That's one of the stories we're looking at here this morning.
And I think that, like I said earlier, a rehabilitation for some of these rescued girls is very important to analyze their state of being, mentally, emotionally, and otherwise, so that we don't also, what I want to say might be hard, but we don't also